So welcome everybody to the grand opening of El Centro Cultural César Chávez. Isn't this a gorgeous building? On behalf of OSU's Latino and Chicano community, we'd like to thank you for celebrating this historic occasion with us. I'm Joyce Contreras, a fourth-year student here at OSU, studying Human Development and Family Sciences, and a staff member here at El Centro. Some parts of our program will be bilingual. My co-MC Mayra will be translating our remarks in Spanish.
Bienvenidos a la inauguración del Centro Cultural César Chávez. ¿A poco este no es un edificio tan hermoso y maravilloso? Yeah! Beautiful building. Okay, pues muchas partes. Bueno, primero déjenme presentarme. Como dijo Joyce, me llamo Mayra Rodríguez. Este es mi cuarto año. Estoy estudiando psicología y desarrollo humano y ciencias de familia con una subespecialidad en el manejo de la salud y póliza. La mayor parte del programa va a ser bilingüe. Yo lo voy a traducir y Joyce va a ser nuestra maestra de ceremonias.
So we have very special speakers to share their stories and wisdom on this exciting day. As we progress through our program, we will be acknowledging those whose efforts contributed towards the creation and beauty of this building. Our special appreciation goes to the Vice President of Alumni Relations and Executive Director, Kathy Bickle. For the Alumni Association sponsorship. We'd like to thank Larry Easterly, Corey DeStefano, and the OSU Capital Planning and Development staff for their management of this construction project. And we'd like to thank our contractors, Anderson Construction, Teague Anderson Girding Construction, Gragan's Custom Landscapes, Mid-Valley Gravel, Bridgeway Contracting, and Oregon Electric Group.
Bueno, pues tenemos unos oradores muy especiales el día de hoy que compartirán sus historias y su sabiduría con nosotros el día de hoy. Mientras progresamos en el programa, estaremos reconociendo a gente que ayudaron con este proyecto y hacer este centro una realidad, o este edificio más bien. Pero primero que nada queremos darle un reconocimiento especial a Kathy Bickle. Un aplauso de nuevo. Ella es la vicepresidenta de la Asociación de Graduados y directora ejecutiva. Y ella es la que dio el patrocinio de la Asociación de los Estudiantes Graduados. También queremos agradecer. ¿Sí me escucharon? Ok. Nos quiero agradecer a Larry Easterly. Yeah. Corey Estefano, y al personal de OSU Capital Planning and Development por su manejo en el proyecto de esta construcción. También le queremos agradecer a los contratistas Anderson Construction and Teague Girding Construction, Great Tens Custom Landscape, Mid-Valley Gravel, Bridgeway Contracting y Oregon Electric Group.
Our first speaker was a student until very recently. Sonia Contreras was a long student staff member at the Centro Cultural César Chávez until she graduated this past term with a bachelor's degree. Please welcome Sonia Contreras.
Nuestra primera oradora fue estudiante hasta recientemente. Como estudiante, Sonia Contreras trabajó en el centro hasta que se graduó el término pasado. Y agarró su licenciatura, así que por favor, demos la bienvenida a Sonia Contreras.
Excuse me if I get a little emotional, I wasn't expecting this. So I just wanted to say welcome everybody and thank you for celebrating with us. My name is Sonia Contreras. I recently earned my bachelor's degree in interior design last winter term. Woohoo!
So, primero que nada dice que la disculpen si se pone un poco emocional, es que está llena de emoción y no esperaba estar tan llena de emoción. Dice, bienvenidos, gracias por compartir esta celebración con nosotros. Me llamo Sonia Contreras. En el trimestre pasado recibí mi especialidad en diseño interior. ¡Woohoo!
I would like to share my experience before coming to OSU and what the Centro has done for me. Before I transferred to OSU, I made a personal long-term goal to seek places where I can gain knowledge about my Latino heritage. It's assumed that I know everything about my heritage. However, I am a third-generation Mexican-American, and many customs have been lost or forgotten.
Quisiera compartirles mi experiencia entrando a OSU y de lo que el centro ha hecho por mí. Antes de transferirme a OSU, tenía una meta personal para el largo plazo de buscar lugares donde podría obtener conocimiento sobre mi herencia latina. Mucha gente supone que sé todo sobre mi herencia, pero sin embargo, soy mexicana-americana de la tercera generación y muchas costumbres se han perdido u olvidado.
Through my childhood and early adulthood, I often got teased for not being Mexican enough from my peers, and it's been a long struggle trying to fit in. And my roommate at the time recommended that I started my journey here at OSU, here at the Centro. And so I sought the opportunity with a job opportunity to culturally grow.
A través de mi niñez y mi temprana edad como adulta, seguían la gente burlándose de mí porque no era lo suficiente mexicana. Ha sido una larga batalla y tratando de encajar. Mi compañera de vivienda me recomendó empezar mi trayectoria en OSU en el centro, buscando la oportunidad de crecer culturalmente y encontré también un trabajo.
I had been working for the Centro the past 4 consecutive years, and when I first came to the center, I thought that I would be the oddball. I didn't understand Spanish, nor could I speak it. I didn't know any of the traditions such as Dia de los Muertos or Las Posadas, and among many more. I thought I'd continue to be made fun of and wouldn't be truly accepted by my peers because I didn't have the cultural norm that they had. And it came to my surprise that my peers accepted me for who I am. And I quickly learned this is a place where I can learn to be accepting of others through listening to their family stories and learning about their different family traditions. And I also realized that this is a place where I can be accepting of myself and be proud of the family that I grew up in.
Estuve trabajando por el centro por los últimos 4 años consecutivos. De primero que llegué al centro, pensé que sería la rara del grupo. No entendía ni hablaba español. No sabía las tradiciones como el Día de los Muertos y las posadas. Pensé que continuaría a ser la burla y que no me aceptarían porque no tenía la misma cultura que mis compañeros. Sin embargo, me vino por sorpresa que mis compañeros me aceptaron por quien soy. Pronto aprendí que era un lugar aquí donde yo podría aprender a ser aceptada al escuchar las historias de las culturas y historias familiares de mis compañeros. También me di cuenta que este era un lugar donde puedo aceptarme a mí misma y ser orgullosa de la familia en que crecí.
Spring term is barely starting, and I already miss being on campus and being a part of an organization that has true passion for their cultural roots. And for those of you who are first and second year students, I strongly urge you to take advantage of the opportunity that the university has to offer. I was told that college would be the best years of my life, and it's a time to create everlasting relationships and learn responsibility and learn to be independent, and also to develop into the person that you are destined to be. I strongly urge you to cherish the moments and memories that you have already made. I recommend that you You go out every day and enjoy every day. Enjoy the day that you did well on your homework assignment, and enjoy the day that you didn't do too well on an exam that you were hoping that you would do well. This chapter of your lives will be gone in a blink of an eye, and like me, you'll wish that you can relive it all over again.
Apenas empieza el término de la primavera y ya empiezo a extrañar estar en el campus y ser parte de la organización que tiene una verdadera pasión por raíces culturales. Para aquellos que están en su primer o segundo año, tomen provecho de las oportunidades que la universidad ofrece. Me habían dicho que la colegiatura serían los mejores años de mi vida. Es un tiempo para crear amistades que durarán por siempre, para aprender responsabilidad y para aprender a ser independiente y desarrollarnos en la persona que estamos destinados a ser. Guarden cerca de su corazón aquellos momentos y aquellas memorias que hayan vivido y vayan y disfruten de cada día. Disfruten el día que hicieron bien en la tarea y disfruten el día en que no hicieron bien en el examen. Este capítulo de sus vidas va a desaparecerse después de un palpiro de ojos y como yo, desearán poder revivirlo.
I feel very grateful for the Centro and all that it has taught me, not only for furthering my cultural and personal growth, but for the friendships and the family that I have made. I know the Centro will be in good hands, and I'm so proud of the work that the staff has been accomplishing. If you want to know what leadership looks like, take a look at my Centro family. You all will always be in my heart, and I will always be here to support you, and I'll just be your next honorary member instead.
Okay. Estoy muy agradecida por el centro y por todo lo que me ha enseñado, no solo por profundizar mi crecimiento cultural y personal, pero por las amistades y la familia que ahora tengo. Sé que el centro está en buenas manos. Estoy muy orgullosa por el trabajo que el personal del centro ha logrado. Si quieren saber cómo es que se ve el liderazgo, vean a la familia del centro. Todos estarán en mi corazón y siempre estaré aquí para apoyarlos. Seré su próxima miembro honorario.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Thank you, Sonia, for such a great story, and good luck in your future endeavors. Thank you. Okay. Now we'd like to introduce you to Nicta Verdugo and Carmen Lopez. They will be sharing information from the mural committee, and Gregorio Luis and Edward Miranda from the Movimiento Estudiantil Chicano de Aztlán, also known as MECHA.
Bueno, pues, gracias, Sonia, por compartir tu historia personal como estudiante. Eres uno de los varios estudiantes que se han beneficiado del centro y te deseamos suerte con tus nuevos empeños. Y ahora vamos a introducir a Nicta Verdugo, a Carmen López, Edward Miranda y Gregorio Luis. Ellos van a hablar de el mural del centro y van a hablar de Mecha. Gracias.
Good afternoon, everyone. Más fuerte, que se escucha. Okay. So, good afternoon. My name is Carmen Lopez, and this is Nicta Verdugo, and she'll be translating in Spanish.
Hola, muy buenas tardes. Buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Nicta Verdugo y ella es Carmen López y nosotros somos parte del Comité del Mural para el Centro Cultural César Chávez.
Our vision for the mural committee was created in order for the OSU community and the Corvallis community to come together to reflect a mural that represented both the present, the past, and the future.
Nuestra visión fue creada con el fin de que la comunidad de OSU y Corvallis se unieran para crear un mural que representara nuestro pasado, presente y futuro.
At this time, we would like to recognize all the people involved in the mural committee. For those involved, can you please stand?
En este momento nos gustaría reconocer a las personas involucradas en el comité del mural. Las personas involucradas en el comité, por favor, pónganse de pie.
Thanks so much for your hard work. It's been a lot of people who've been meeting up every Fridays. So we'd like to welcome new participants. So we meet every Friday at 5 p.m. at the Valley Library on the second floor. So anyone's welcome to join us.
Los invitamos a participar y ser parte de este proyecto histórico. Nosotros nos reunimos todos los viernes a las 5 de la tarde en el segundo piso del Valley Library. Si tienen preguntas, por favor comuníquense con nosotros o cualquier otro miembro de nuestro comité. Gracias.
Good afternoon. My name is Edward Miranda, and I'm accompanied by Gregorio Luis. We're here from MECHA, which stands for Movimiento Estudiantil Chicano de Aztlán. MECHA de OSU is just one of many chapters across the state of Oregon, and we promote higher education, culture, and history. We believe that political involvement and education are the avenues for change. MECHA pledges itself to reach out to the community and schools and to establish new educational opportunities. Currently, we're about to dive into our Chica Now month, where we'll be having events throughout the month of May.
Hola, mi nombre es Gregorio Luis y somos de MECHA, que es acrónimo de Movimiento Estudiantil Chicano de Aztlán. MECHA de OSU es solo uno de los muchos capítulos de muchas secciones aquí en el estado de Oregon y promovemos la educación superior, la cultura y la historia. Creemos que la participación política y la educación es la vía para el cambio. MECHA se compromete para llegar a la comunidad, a las escuelas y para establecer nuevas oportunidades de educación. En la actualidad estamos preparando para el mes de Chicana, donde tendremos eventos durante todo el mes de mayo.
Monica Garcia, a MECHA alum, wanted us to share her experience with MECHA and asked us to recite a few words on her behalf. By being a member of MECHA, I have learned many valuable skills. One skill in particular that one cannot just learn anywhere, but rather it comes from deep within, is compassion. MECHA showed me that I have compassion and how to use it to outreach to the youth.
Mónica García, una exalumna de MECHA, quería que nosotros compartiéramos su experiencia con MECHA y nos pidió que recitáramos unas palabras en su nombre. Al ser un miembro de MECHA he aprendido muchas habilidades valiosas. Una habilidad en particular que uno no puede simplemente aprender en cualquier lugar, sino que viene de muy dentro, es la compasión. MECHA me mostró que tengo compasión y me mostró a cómo utilizarlo para comunicar a la juventud.
Now a message on behalf of all of MECHA de OSU. We'd love to have you join us. So if you're interested or want to learn more information, just come in contact with me or Gregorio and we'll get you some more information.
Ahora un mensaje de parte de MECHA de OSU. Nos encantaría que se una con nosotros y si usted está interesada o desea información, más información, simplemente comuníquese conmigo o a Gregorio o a Edward. Gracias.
Thank you, Nicte. Thank you, Nicte, Carmen, Edward, and Gregorio. We look forward to seeing the new mural, and thanks to MECHA for everything it does to advance the Chicano and educational rights.
Gracias, Nicte, Carmen y Gregorio y Edward. por compartir con nosotros sobre el mural. Estamos ansiosos en ver cómo se va a ver el mural y también gracias a Mecha por todo lo que hace por nuestra comunidad.
Okay, so next, born in Guadalajara, Mexico, our next speaker migrated to Grants Pass in 1962, where she graduated from high school in 1969. Upon graduation, Dr. Luz Maciel Villarroel was awarded a 4-year Robert F. Kennedy Scholarship for academic excellence and community service. In 1973, she received her undergraduate degree from Western Oregon University and both her master's and doctorate degrees from Oregon State University. Dr. Villarroel's passion is in being a change agent, an advocate and promoter of justice, diversity, and multiculturalism. She has shared that passion while working with students in the Latino Chicano communities at various universities such as OSU, University of Oregon, and Western Washington University, to name a few. She was instrumental in the initial creation of the original Cultural Center in the 1970s. She proudly shares that her twin sister, Lelia Hewson, her nephew, Jeremy Hewson, and her husband and college sweetheart, Anush Faruja, are also OSU alumni. She has one son, Carlos Villarroel, and 3 grandchildren, Keely, Kira, and Kaya. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Luz Maciel after the introduction.
Nuestra siguiente oradora nació en Guadalajara, México, y emigró a Grants Pass en 1962. Allí se graduó de la preparatoria en 1969. La doctora Luz Maciel Villarroel recibió la beca de Robert F. Kennedy por 4 años por su excelencia académica y servicio comunitario. En 1963 recibió su licenciatura en Western Oregon University y su maestría, al igual que su doctorado en la Universidad Estatal de Oregón. La pasión de la doctora Villarroel está en ser agente de cambio y una defensora y promotora de la justicia, la diversidad y la multiculturalidad. Ella ha compartido esta pasión al trabajar con estudiantes y la comunidad latina y chicana en varias universidades, como la de OSU, la Universidad de Oregon, la Universidad del Oeste de Washington. En la década de 1970, ella tomó parte en la creación inicial del Centro. Ella comparte orgullosamente que su hermana gemela Lilia Hewson y su sobrino Jeremy Hewson y su marido Anush Faruja también son exalumnos de OSU. Ella tiene un hijo, Carlos Villarroel, y 3 nietos, Kaylee, Kiara y Kaya. Por favor, demos la bienvenida a la doctora Luz Maciel Villarroel.
Es un honor, una bendición y un privilegio estar aquí con ustedes. It's an honor, a privilege, and a blessing to be here among you. I, like Sonia, am very emotional about this. In 1975, when we started the proposal to have a center for Hispanic students, I never dreamed that it would come to this. En 1975 empezamos el proceso para tener este centro. Los estudiantes hispanos, chicanos, mexicanos, como nos llamáramos, no importara. Y para mí nunca me imaginé que fuéramos a llegar a este evento tan precioso, tan bonito. Y los felicito a todos los estudiantes y me da gusto y felicidad y agradecimiento con Dios que los estudiantes del pasado, de los 1970, tuvimos la visión para proponer que nos dieran un lugar específico para nosotros. I am very thankful and I feel that we're very blessed that the students of the 1960s, 1970s, and the leaders before us had a vision to ask for a center specifically for us, for our needs. I'm going to give you a brief history. Les voy a dar una breve historia. Voy a leerla rápidamente porque me pidieron que hablara nada más 5 minutos. Yo creo que ya saben que soy muy guacamaya. So I'm going to read the brief history because they asked me to speak 5 minutes, and they probably already know that I'm like a parrot, that I just talk. Okay, and I would love to share more or answer your questions at the end of the program. Si tienen más preguntas, me gustaría tomar el tiempo y contestarles sus preguntas durante la recepción. Imagine yourself, this is all married student housing, little casitas all over the place, very humble little casitas, most of them 2-bedroom, very comfortable, very safe. Imagínense that the students wanted a place for themselves. So historically, from 1969 to 1972, Western Oregon University, Oregon College of Education, and OSU Mexican American students collaborated. Cinco de Mayo, we thought Cinco de Mayo, we'll celebrate Cinco de Mayo. And many of my people from Mexico asked me, but why Cinco de Mayo? They even mock. And I said, let me tell you the story. We wanted to do 16 de septiembre, but 16 de septiembre, the universities were not starting yet. So what did we say? Cinco de Mayo. Why? Because many of us noticed that the Chicanitos, the Mexicanitos, the Latinos had no pride, were not included in anything. ¿Por qué 5 de Mayo? Porque muchos de nuestros niños no tenían la visión de líderes como lo tienen ustedes ahora. ¿Y por qué 5 de mayo? Porque 16 de septiembre, que es el día más festejado en México, caía cuando las universidades todavía no se abrían. So, la colaboración empezó de 1969 al 72. Colaborábamos, ¿verdad? Íbamos a Western, ellos venían para acá y viceversa. Es el tiempo también que empezaron los the civil rights movements, el movimiento civil, las marchas contra la guerra de Vietnam. There were a lot of marches against the Vietnam War, civil rights movement. It was what I would call a beautiful period, but a very painful period. Era un periodo bonito, pero muy doloroso, muy doloroso. De 1972 a 1977, se establecieron otros centros, como el Lanny B. Harris Center, en 1975. En este tiempo empezó la batalla en que quiénes somos, who are we? This is when 1972 to 1977, the students, the Hispanic students, the Mexican Americans, the Chicanos, the Latinos, and even some students, dear friends of mine, were Spanish. When I would ask them, what are you? They would say, I'm Spanish. So I did my thesis, by the way, on that subject, if you're interested in finding more about that, and correlated it with the self-esteem. Interesting findings. So really, we didn't know who we were. No sabíamos quiénes éramos. Éramos Chicanos, éramos Mexicanos. The ones that came from Mexico were very assertive about I'm Mexican, very proud. The ones that grew up here, as you know, Sonia, you have been robbed of your culture because curriculum in the schools is not integrated yet, even to this date. So I challenge you to go in education and integrate the curriculum as much as you can so that everybody that is in school understands who they are. It's not until we know where we come from, they know where we're going. I was very fortunate. My mother took me back and forth to Mexico. Fui muy afortunada. Mis padres nos llevaban a México cada 6 meses y regresábamos. Éramos muy afortunadas. So, entendía yo quién era. Pero I started to notice that the young students at the school were not understanding who were they. They were very marginalized, muy marginalizados, no sentían que encajaban. Hacían para cheerleaders, y todas gorditas y chaparritas como yo. Of course, they didn't get chosen as cheerleaders, right? Because the stereotype back then was tall, blonde, and beautiful. Okay, so then in 1972, we started the celebrations of Cinco de Mayo and the collaboration. We moved to 1972, 1977, and we are meeting at the basement of Milam Hall. 10 students. Imagine there's only 10 students per campus, 10 at the U of O, 10 in Western, 10 here, 10 at PSU. It's not like today, critical mass, although we need more. No critical mass back then. So we all got along, you know, we played, we danced a lot, we had a lot of fun. We protested. I remember protesting at Safeway for the boycott of lettuce and grapes following César Chávez mission. So we would meet at Milam Hall, and then in 1975, I used to visit a friend of mine here that lived in one of the Mary student housings. En 1975 yo visitaba a una amiga que vivía aquí en una de las casitas. Y ella me dijo, va a haber una casita aquí que se va a desocupar, ¿por qué no pedimos esa casita? She told me there's a house that is going to become vacant. Why don't we ask for that casita to be our center? So I approached Dr. Griggs, and I would like us to really give him a big hand. I don't see him here. He was very instrumental. He was the roots. For those of you who know him, my greatest respect to him and Lani Vijeras. I had the honor and the privilege of working with both of them. So then I approached him and he said, well, you can go talk to Dr. Chick and see what he says. He was a great guide, very smart man. He had the love for the students, like I haven't met anybody else. I love students, but I think he has the greatest heart I have ever met. So we approached Dr. Chick to let us have the casita, and luckily he said yes. So we ended up with La Casita for many years. Many people would have thought, why did you take that? You should have asked for something better. Well, at the time, that was a big deal. That was like, wow, we had victory. In this era, we also instituted Ballet Folclórico Mexicano. I instituted it here at Western. Why? ¿Por qué institucionalicé yo ese grupo? Because again, of the lack of programs for our Latino, Spanish-speaking youth. There were no programs back then. So I thought through folk dancing, I have learned who I am, where I come from. It has improved my self-esteem. We instituted reading programs, the Right to Read program, which was funded through I believe the Catholic Church for the parents. And then winter of 1975, we asked for the casita. By 1977, we got the casita. So since 1977, we have been here. Again, the dialogue, I'm going to repeat this because you brought it up, and I'm so happy that the purpose for this center met your needs, because that's exactly what the mission was for. Me da mucho gusto que tú trajiste estos temas a la mesa, porque el centro se organizó con el propósito de habilitar al estudiante que habla español en su cultura, académicamente, socialmente y espiritualmente. Como ven, ahorita tuvimos danzantes que nos apoderaron espiritualmente dándonos la bendición. Muchas gracias a los danzantes, no sé dónde están, pero muchas gracias a los que lo organizaron. En fin, la historia sigue y nada más quiero sumarizar en breve. I hope that my vision, just like yours for this center, and I hope forever will represent your greeting of honor and goodwill, which is your theme for today. A phrase which represents the unity and harmony that connect our interaction with each other. The connectedness is what's going to keep us safe in this country. We don't want wars. We don't want marches against war. We want to focus on your education, your future, and how you can contribute to your family and the betterment of the whole society. I am so happy that the cultural centers and programs at OSU have helped move many students, faculty, and staff in our society from ethnocentrism to multiculturalism and interconnectedness. Let's celebrate our differences and embrace our similarities. Hay que celebrar nuestra diferencia y abrazar nuestras similaridades. I am you and you are me. How do you say it in Mayan? Lakech? Lakech? Can somebody pronounce it for me? And Lakech. And Lakech. Thank you so much. They told me to cut it, so.
Thank you, Dr. Villarroel, for not sharing the history of our beautiful center, but how this building will continue to serve as a cultural connection and resource to come.
Gracias, doctora Villarroel, no solo por compartir la historia del centro, pero también por compartir cómo continuará ayudando a los estudiantes.
Our next speaker is the first Washington County Latino to be elected to the Oregon State Legislature. As a child, state representative Joe Gallegos grew up with very little, working alongside his family in the fields throughout the Willamette Valley. However, his high school advisor turned his life around by teaching him the difference a quality education can make in a student's life, a lesson he would never forget. Representative Gallegos is a University of Portland professor emeritus whose career centered on research on the aging as well as on advocacy related to the Latino community. He is a proponent of the full continuum of education from early childhood through his high school and onward to higher education and workforce development. As a member of the House of Higher Education Committee, he sought to increase all avenues towards post-secondary education, including 4-year degrees, 2-year degrees, and technical training with an emphasis on producing living wage jobs for Oregonians. Please join me in welcoming Representative Joe Gallegos.
Nuestro siguiente orador es el primer latino en el condado de Washington de ser elegido a la legislatura del estado de Oregón. De niño, el representante estatal Joe Gallegos creció con muy poco, trabajando junto a su familia en los campos del todo Willamette Valley. Sin embargo, su consejero de la escuela secundaria cambió su vida enseñándole la diferencia que una educación de calidad puede hacer en la vida de un estudiante. Una lección que nunca olvidaría. El representante Gallegos fue un profesor de la Universidad de Portland y su carrera se centró en la investigación sobre el envejecimiento, así como en la promoción relacionada con la comunidad latina. Él es un defensor de la educación de la niñez hasta la educación posterior de la preparatoria y en crear oportunidades de trabajo. Como miembro del Comité de la Educación Superior, él trató de aumentar todas las posibilidades hacia la educación postsecundaria, incluyendo títulos de 4 años, títulos de 2 años y una formación técnica, con énfasis en la producción de empleos con salarios dignos para los residentes de Oregón. Por favor, demos la bienvenida al representante Joe Gallegos.
I might need you.
Oh, okay.
Gracias por estar aquí en este día tan bonita. Y yo soy José Gallegos. I'm Joe Gallegos, and I'm the, as it said in this lengthy introduction, the representative for House District 30, which is Hillsborough. I just want to tell you some of my background. And I grew up in Portland. I was born in San Antonio, Texas. Soy tejano. Y, ¿qué más? I want to get to the place of sharing with you that this is especially emotional for me too. I had the privilege, the astounding privilege of being one of the founders of Colegio César Chávez in 1975, and that was awesome. But I was looking at the original grant that we used to get the colegio accredited. And in that grant, I was just looking at it the other day, and in that grant, the reason we established the colegio was because our students were not getting through 4-year institutions. Our students were not getting out of high school. And if you look at the data right now, we're still like at 40% of our students are not getting out of high school. So we've got a lot of work to do. But this center is the kind of thing that will help us. Do you want to say that?
Cuando empecé el colegio de César Chávez en 1975, Lo empezaron porque había un gran problema con los estudiantes en graduarse o en ir al colegio y hasta graduarse en la preparatoria. Y aún sigue siendo un problema en nuestra comunidad que, si ves los datos, 40% de los estudiantes no se están graduando. Y este centro es algo que puede ayudar a los estudiantes.
And so I have a story to tell you about César. He came to the colegio, but I missed seeing him when he came. I did have a chance to meet him, and I was on the faculty at San Diego State University. And this is in the early 80s. And we had a conference in San Diego, and he was a speaker. And after the conference, he came to my office to say hello. And I had a student in my office. And I thought, gee, what a wonderful present for this student to get a picture with César. So I took a picture of my student with César Chávez, but not me. I didn't think of it.
Cuando estaba trabajando por la Universidad Estatal de San Diego, tuvo la oportunidad de conocer a César Chávez y pensó, qué gran oportunidad para mi estudiante, y él estaba con un estudiante en la oficina, y pensó, qué gran oportunidad es esta para tomarle una foto a mi estudiante con César Chávez, pero ni se le ocurrió también a él tomarse una foto con César Chávez.
Anyway, I do want to, again, just thank all of the university faculty and the staff and the administrators, and also all of the construction people who helped put this center together. A number of my research articles as a professor, as a researcher, had to do with recruitment of minority students. And it's very clear that recruitment is only one part of it. You also have to have retention, and the retention really requires that you have faculty as well that reflect the culture of the students, and also that you have support systems that this is going to provide, and the kind of structure. So it really takes the whole package. And this is, I think, what is represented by this center.
Es importante tener, como les dijo, muchos estudiantes, no solamente es de reclutar a los estudiantes de la universidad, pero también es de retenerlos aquí en la universidad, y para eso se necesita facultad de color, o sea, facultad de color, y lugares donde los estudiantes pueden encontrar apoyo como que este lugar va a provenir ese apoyo.
¿Y qué más? Es que, again, I think that the center here will provide the kind of support that's needed really to foster not only the pride of who we are, but will also help to educate others about who we are and help us to learn about other cultures as well. But I think that I look forward to continuing to work in Salem to find support for the universities for more programs like this. This is a good use of taxpayer dollars.
Estos lugares son importantes para el desarrollo personal y aprender de otras culturas, y como representante del Estado, él piensa que, él va a luchar por tener este tipo de programas en las universidades, porque él dice que es un buen uso de nuestras taxas. Yeah.
Y bueno, en final, I just want to say to the students, ustedes tienen el tiempo y también tienen el poder. You have the time ahead of you, and you also have the power to bring about the kind of social changes that are needed. So, sí se puede.
Thank you, Representative Gallegos. We're pleased to have the presence of a Latino leader who is making a huge difference here in Oregon.
Gracias, representante Gallegos, por estar aquí con nosotros, y le agradecemos. Es un gran placer tenerlo aquí con nosotros y pues tener este liderazgo latino en nuestra comunidad.
Our next speaker is the Vice Provost for Student Affairs here at Oregon State. Dr. Larry Roper received his undergraduate degree from Heidelberg, correct me if it's wrong, Heidelberg College, and then went on to receive his master's from Bowling Green State University and his PhD from the University of Maryland. Dr. Roper became the Vice Provost for Student Affairs in 1995 and held numerous positions in student affairs before arriving at OSU. He has more than 45 publications in the form of book chapters, journal articles, magazine articles, book reviews, and monographs. He is the co-editor of the book, Teaching for Change, The Difference, Power, and Discrimination Model in 2007, and Supporting and Supervising Mid-Level Professionals, Charting a Path to Success in 2011. He has also served on more than 50 thesis or dissertation committees, having chaired more than 25. Dr. Roper was closely involved in the planning and creation of his new building and is here today to tell us more about that. Please join me in welcoming Vice Provost for Student Affairs, Dr. Larry Roper.
Nuestro siguiente orador es el vicerrector de Asuntos Estudiantiles aquí en la Universidad Estatal de Oregon. El Dr. Roper recibió su licenciatura de la Universidad de Heidelberg. Did I say it right? Yes. Y luego pasó a recibir su maestría en la Bowling Green College, State University y su doctorado en la Universidad de Maryland. El Dr. Roper se convirtió en el vicerrector de Asuntos Estudiantiles en 1995. Antes de llegar a OSU, ocupó diversos puestos en los asuntos estudiantiles. Tiene más de 45 publicaciones en forma de libros, artículos y monografías. Él es el coeditor del libro Enseñando por un Cambio, el Poder y Discriminación, y de Apoyando y Supervisando a Profesionales del Nivel Medio, haciendo camino hacia el éxito. También ha trabajado en más de 50 comités de tesis y disertación, después de haber precedido más de 25. El Dr. Roper ha participado activamente en la planificación y la creación de este nuevo edificio, y hoy está aquí para contarnos más sobre eso. Por favor, demos la bienvenida al vicerrector de Asuntos Estudiantiles, Dr. Larry Roper.
Good afternoon. I'd like to begin by welcoming back to campus. So many of you have been a part of creating the dream of a new Centro Cultural César Chávez here at Oregon State University. Those of us who have been here at the university for an extended period of time really appreciate the transformation in the Centro and the growth in the Chicano Latino community here at OSU. The opening of this new Centro is just the next step in our growth as a community. Of course, a project like this could not happen without commitment and effort of many people, and I'd like to recognize some of those individuals. Jones & Jones of Seattle were the architects for the Four Seas project. With us here today from Jones & Jones are Mario Campos, is Mario here? The lead cultural design architect. Thank you. And Charlotte Essex, the Cultural Center architect and project manager. Let's see Charlotte's name. And Dwayne Dietz, the landscape architect. Thank you all very much. I would like to acknowledge the OSU students, and particularly those who committed to bringing the Centro to reality. We have had many individuals and groups contribute generously to funding the construction of this center. Foremost among them are OSU students. OSU student leaders voted to contribute more than $950,000 to this center and the same amount to the other cultural centers that are at various stages of their development. This level of commitment suggests This level of commitment suggests that while we continue to grow in our awareness of what it means to be a multicultural community, our student leaders are very clear about their commitment to the direction of our growth, which is in the direction of greater inclusion and deeper affirmation of the rich cultural backgrounds from which OSU students come. Thank you to our student leaders here at Oregon State University. I would also like to acknowledge the stewardship of OSU's Chicano and Latino student leaders who have been thoughtfully convened and facilitated by Victoria Nguyen, and I saw Victoria out there. As we began this process, we did so with the commitment that the process would keep student voice at the center of all of the conversations. The first planning committee began meeting in 2009, and Carlos Garcia reminded us earlier that the conversations began even further back than that. Between that time and now, we have had a number of changes in the committee's representation, but one variable has remained consistent, and that is that the students involved have been fully invested and community-focused in their effort. And as you might imagine, from beginning to end, the process required a tremendous amount of time as well as flexibility, tolerance for uncertainty, and rethinking decisions at a moment's notice. Throughout the process, the students involved in the process have been both vigilant and conscientious. They consistently brought their best thinking and deepest commitment to this effort. Thank you for your leadership, and thank you to Victoria. Finally, I want to thank our alumni. Without your leadership and your continued engagement, history would be lost, legacy would evaporate, and the power of generations connected by a common dream would not be realized. Thank you for the thoughtful mentoring you have given to me and the enduring values you have instilled in our community. Please stay engaged and keep pushing us forward. It is a true blessing to be here today and to celebrate such an amazing achievement, and for the opportunity to observe the validation of OSU students and that their dreams matter and that their dreams are worthy of our community's commitment. Today is a great day, and I am really proud to share it with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your kind words, Dr. Roper. Students here at this university are lucky to have someone like you help us achieve our dreams.
Gracias, Dr. Roper, por sus amables palabras y gracias por su apoyo que siempre nos da. Y nosotros como estudiantes realmente le agradecemos por ayudarnos a realizar nuestros sueños.
Our final speaker today needs little introduction for all you Beavers in the audience. Dr. Edward J. Ray is one of the most important and influential people at this university, whose vision has helped OSU to grow since he became president of Oregon State in 2003, and whose commitment to diversity has been recognized most recently by the Oregon League of Minority Voters, who honored Dr. Ray last year with the 2013 Liberty and Hope Award. Dr. Ray received his undergraduate degree from Queens College and earned his master's and doctorate degrees in economics from Stanford University. Under his leadership, OSU has completed and updated a visionary campus-wide strategic plan that is guiding this university's development in profound and historic ways. Annual research awards and contracts have increased substantially and totaled $263 million last year. Dr. Ray also partnered with OSU Foundation to launch the university's first comprehensive fundraising campaign. The Public Face launched in fall 2007 with a goal of $625 million. With 9 months remaining in the campaign, OSU has surpassed the $1 billion mark, and one result of the campaign is a rebuilding of OSU's 4 cultural centers. Through his leadership and guidance, we're building a better OSU for our students, faculty, and community members while ensuring the success of this university for many years to come. Please welcome the president of our university, Dr. Ed Ray.
You'll forgive me if we don't do translation, but I think you probably want to get home before dark. Thank you, Joyce and Maida, and thank you, Representative Gallegos, for being here with us today. Bienvenidos a todos. It was actually only 6 months ago that we gathered here in November to celebrate the groundbreaking for a permanent home for the Centro Cultural César Chávez, or the 4 C's. And the 4 C's is the name by which this important cultural center is commonly known around campus. The center's roots, as you heard, date back more than 40 years to 1972, when 9 students began meeting in the basement of Milam Hall. And if you've been in Milam Hall, it took great courage to meet in the basement for any purpose. They called their space the Chicano Cultural Center. A few years later, the group moved to this location on the south side of campus amidst a backdrop of large walnut trees. Today, we celebrate the opening of a beautiful new building and a new era for the center. I would like to thank 4C's student staff, Sonia Contreras, Nazario Rivera, Miguel Arellano, for their help in planning today's event. Special thanks also to Mayaloa McFadden for her university events team for her work on this special celebration. And in this spirit of celebration, I'd like to ask all Latino alumni who are here today to stand and be recognized. To the OSU Foundation, the donors to this project, and the students who supported it with their fees, thank you on behalf of a grateful university. This new building is a beautiful and clear statement that we value and celebrate our diverse communities here at Oregon State University. It is the second of 4 newly built cultural centers that will open on our campus over a span of a few years, ending in 2015 with the opening of the new Asian and Pacific Islander Cultural Center. The new Centro Cultural César Chávez will provide a learning and gathering place for Latino and Chicano students to come together to celebrate and share their culture and heritage. I am hopeful that this new center, named for César Chávez, a man who committed his life to equality and fairness for Latinos and farm workers, will serve to further understanding and appreciation of all members of our community by celebrating diversity and honoring inclusivity. Chavez once said, and I quote, "We need to help students and parents cherish and preserve the ethnic and cultural diversity that nourishes and strengthens this community and this nation," unquote. I am committed to this vision wholeheartedly. I believe this new center will help cherish and preserve the cultural diversity that nourishes and strengthens the Latino community here at OSU. But just as important, this center, as the representative noted, will nourish and strengthen the university community, the greater Corvallis community, and yes, indeed, the nation, by educating and celebrating the rich traditions and contributions of the Latino community. It will serve as a supportive and welcoming environment where knowledge and traditions can be shared among these students and the greater OSU community. The center also will provide support for the pursuit of educational goals and strive to inform our campus community about issues central to Latino culture and heritage. Perhaps most importantly, the 4Cs offers a home away from home, where students are able to appreciate their culture and traditions, while also encouraging a sense of purpose and unity. Beyond the bricks and mortar you see here today, educational opportunities for our Latino students will be expanded. A search is underway to hire a professional faculty member who will guide and mentor those students who take advantage of the support and services that will be offered through the center. And we hope to find someone and bring them on board by early May. I would like to commend our architects, as others have already, Jones & Jones of Seattle, for their efforts to incorporate key design statements from the cultures that span from Mexico throughout Central and South America. Heavy walls, screens, stucco, courtyards, and color, all on artful and beautiful display throughout this new 3,260 square foot center, evoke unique cultural expressions through design that mirrors homes and gathering spaces in Latino countries. So to all of you here today, and on behalf of everyone in the OSU family, I say welcome to this new home of the 4Cs. We are thankful that our Latino students, many who will become first-generation college graduates, that they're here pursuing their higher education at Oregon State University. As you pursue your educational hopes and goals and dreams, I want you to remember that you are not alone, for it is here, inside these very walls, that you will find encouragement, support, and hope to help you reach your goals and realize your dreams. I hope you will never forget some of César Chávez's most memorable words that the representative repeated himself. Sí se puede. Yes, it is possible. Yes, it can be done. Thank you very much.
Thank you, President Ray, for speaking the importance of this building and what it means for the OSU community. Your leadership and dedication to making this university the best it can be is greatly appreciated by all of us. And we also have a quick comment from Adrián Castro.
Such a great honor to be here in the presence of all the wonderful leadership of OSU. And very importantly, let's give also a big round of applause to all the various communities that have come from very far to be in this wonderful celebration. So in honor to them, let's give them a big also round of applause. You see, when most people think that this is the end, we've just begun a journey. And so with this journey in mind, we would like to also present to the president and to the university just a wonderful opportunity to continue to engage once OSU students graduate. We want to make sure that they get connected to also economic opportunities so that our families can continue to thrive and prosper. Because you're right, César Chávez was formed, Colegio César Chávez was formed with that purpose, because also many professors and leaders like, El Professor Juan, they give us that wonderful inspiration to continue. Once we called him up to do a leadership speech, and he said, "What, you didn't know that I went to OSU?" And he was a professor teaching at one of the local colleges. But Juan Guzman taught us also an important lesson, to look back. We are not reinventing the wheel. We're merely building upon a solid foundation of people. And you're a part of it. If you're here witnessing this event, it's a historical key feature because maestros, maestras, engineers, all of us are part of a still transforming, beautiful ecosystem of people. And we want to present a proposal. But before we do that, we want to also give a brief blessing, with in a song by Rigoberto.
Few years ago, we have a prayer, and the prayer comes today in different shapes and forms and feelings. And to honor my ancestors, and when they say, whatever you do, you want that willingness or that wish to become reality, you should pray for it. And that's what I want to do, because I want this proposal to become reality, because it's good for everybody. Sesi Kimbo Tata Juriata, Sesi Kimbo Tata Chupiri, Sesi Kimbo Nana Cueraperi, Sesi Kimbo Nana Itzu, Sesi Kimbo. El espíritu de Emiliano Zapata, el espíritu de Benito Juárez, el espíritu de Cuauhtémoc, el espíritu de grandes líderes, grandes pensadores que un día dijeron que nuestra cultura iba a volver a crecer. Inilhuica, Intlaltipa, Chiniscaque, Anajene, Chiniscaque, Epalnemoguane, Chiniscaque, Epalnemoguane. Inilhuicac, Intlatipac, Tlazocamateana, Geneyoe, Ininteo, Ininteo, Ininteo. Inilhuicac, Intlatipac, Chiniscaque, Anajene, Chiniscaque, Epalnemoguane, Chiniscaque, Epalnemoguane. Inilhuicac, Intlatipac, Tlazocamateana, Geneyoe. And I want to put some tobacco. So this proposal comes from the commitment that the grandparents, professors, people that die in the way up here, the people that believe in la causa, in community and family values, but at the same time, we want to be part of this modern world where we have access not just to the fields to work, but to own the fields, to have our own business, to have our own schools, to have in our hands our future, and to go back and forth in Mexico and make business, contribute to our communities, and support each other. Bring professors up here. Students go back to Mexico and learn business, because Coca-Cola, Telmex, and many other corporations is what they're doing. We should want to do that too. Why? Because our future is here in the school, in our culture, in our spirituality, in the values. And in a humble way, Mr. President, we want to give it to you, because we are, and along with some other students, the people that make this prayer a long time ago, and we are here to witness that this will take care, and this will be become a reality. Aho.
So you come in a good way, that sometimes when you have a beautiful program, someone comes and offers just something to continue to enhance what you're doing. Not to take away, not to supplant, but to add to in a good way, so that economic, educational, cultural, technological, leadership, health, civic learning, and development is part of what we want this university and many other institutions to start following, so that all of us can come whole and offer what we can, right? To raise ourselves in the same humanity that others. And so cultural areas, economic and financial projects, artistic projects, educational projects, in a time so that we can convene intentionally in an annual conference and expose what we've learned from abroad and here nationally, because many of us, even though we've graduated, we're alumni, we still seek those opportunities to reconnect and re-engage yourselves in the learning. So in order to promote regional, national, and also international exchange between Oregon State University, Mexico, and other interested countries, so that in culture, international exchange programs with indigenous communities, we can also create institutional and educational exchanges within also academic affairs, with also temporary teaching opportunities from Oregon State universities and other universities from Mexico to come to the US, but also on the academic and personal growth opportunities so that they may continue to be for students, faculty, administrators, and alumni for an international exchange for students from Oregon State University. You see, these areas are key to our economic development, to our economic growth and opportunities so that we can continue. Maybe teachers can go abroad, right? So that they can develop and participate in economic development projects with organizations, whether they be grassroots or communities, in our communities, whether they be agencies or state or private organizations, so that we can continue to build on the work that has been done in Mexico. So the artistic projects, we have a lot of talent. Many artists, they go to Mexico to learn. We want to also empower them so that they can be ambassadors for Oregon State and also ambassadors of international exchange and educational projects. So we just want to honor this and the proposals being passed around, and we thank you, all of you, for listening, because this is an educational opportunity that all of us should be connected to global opportunities. So we thank the students for their generous time so that we can continue. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you, Adrian Castro. We'd like to introduce Meshika Tiawi, whose members will perform a ceremonial blessing and performance. So we'd like to thank Meshika Tiawi for their great performance. And we'll conclude really quickly. We would like to invite Miguel Arellano, Nazario Rivera, and Dr. Luz Maciel Villarroel for cutting of the ribbon. Thank you all for coming and enjoy the refreshments.